issue of demolition of people's houses is once again in the news in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory. Some property owners are living in fear and are worried about losing their hard-earned fortune. To some, investments in Abuja Real Estate is now a no-go area. But should people and organizations really need to stop investing in Abuja Real Estate Market? My answer is a capital no. Tesla. Why are the houses being demolished? Please, I want to specifically state here that what is going on now, the propaganda, the way people are going about what is happening, that a city minister is demolishing people's houses illegally. I don't want to agree with that. I'm not in any way connected to FCT minister. But legally, nobody can just come, say the minister, and start pulling people houses down. There must be something that you will lead to that. You people agree with me? Yes. So, and for me, the way we do things in this country, I don't really agree with it. Name calling. This man is sitting in the capacity of FCT minister. So whatever he's doing, is government that is doing it. But sometimes people call his name and say he's doing this, he did this. We should learn. What I'm trying to say that we should first of all try to detach a person's office from his own personal self. Whatever he's doing now, he's doing what? In the capacity of a LCT minister. He's not doing it as his own person. Do you understand me? So what I'm saying here is this. The Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, or the minister, for that matter, cannot demolish people's houses for no reason. In most cases, there are always a contravention. The law does not give anybody power to carry out such acts. Last week, following the motion by a senator representing FCT in the Red Chamber, the Senate mandated FCT minister to stop any further demolition of houses on FCT unless such demolition is ordered by a court. This buttresses my point above that if you are not on the wrong side of the law, your house cannot be demolished. You people agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm basically saying here is that I don't agree that people's houses are demolished for no just reason. Do you understand me? Something must have led to it. So how then, as an individual, as an investor, what are the things you can do to ensure that you are not on the wrong side of the law, that your own property or your brother's property is not demolished? Okay, how to avoid your house being demolished? As an investor in Abuja Real Estate Market, there are measures you can take to ensure your investment is safe. Ensure you have the right title. You remember when we started this training, we dwelt extensively on understanding land title. And as I told you people, if you don't have the right title for any property, you don't have property in the first place. Do you understand me? I have said it before and I will be eating it here. Land, everything above and beneath it belongs to the owner of the land. Do you understand? As I said before, people say if you want to invest in real estate, location is the ultimate. But for me, if you don't have the documents, you don't have property in the first place. Even if you had used a skyscraper and you don't have the right document, the person that had the document for the land can just come and say, remove everything you have done here. I want to take my land. So, if you don't have correct title, it means you don't have property in the first place. Authorities claim the properties demolished in Airport Road recently do not have a title. They insist that those that built houses there are land grabbers. Even if you are buying from estate developer, you still have to verify a land title. Please watch my video on understanding land titles part 1 and 2. What we are saying here is this. Even if you want to buy a property now from a real estate developer like the Group, what they assume to give you is allocation letter, contract of sale, deed of assignments, power of attorney, and all those documents. But what I'm trying to say here is this. You still have, even they give you all those documents, you still have to verify how do people acquire a property. Because they will not give you are buying a portion of the property. They will not carry the whole document and give you. But you can request for photocopy of those land title, go to Abuja Geographic Information System, AGIS, and check and verify that, one, the land is genuine, that government is, that the land, everything about the land is in the system. Do you understand me? So you don't just go and say, okay, they gave me allocation. If they gave you allocation for a land that don't have title, you don't have anything. You understand me? Respect land use arrangements. Your building must comply with land use arrangement. For example, building a commercial property on a place designated for residential is calling for problem. If you want to change use, apply and get necessary approval. I think we are very much familiar with this. Yes. These are some of the issues that are coming up. Places that government have displayed, this place is for residential use. People are going to build commercial properties there without getting necessary approval. I'm not now saying that you cannot change, but you have to follow the process, get the approval well documented, so that even if something comes tomorrow, maybe they change their mind, say, okay, this thing we gave you before, we are withdrawing it. You present your documents and you'll be what? Compensated. We see later at the end of this video some conditions in which government can take your property and compensate you. Ensure you obtain QD plan approval. Federal Capital Development Authority are saddled with the responsibility of issuing QD plan approval. They do a great job in ensuring QDs are in accordance with Abuja Master Plan. If you submit drawing, they carry out a lot of checks like land use, percentage of built area, structural stability, service suitability, aesthetics, and aesthetics. Please note, C of O is not building plans approval. Do you understand me? No matter if your title, the title of your document is perfect, even if the C of O is signed by the FCT minister himself, you cannot build anything for the land without approval from development control. What this development control does is if you see, for me also, a building plan approval is after you have gotten the title. No matter how good the house is, where it's located, the next thing is, did you get necessary approval to do whatever you did there? When you submit drawing for approval, for example, all this project that you have submitted, first of all, they will go to the master plan. This thing we want to build here, what is in the master plan? I'll give you an example. Like our Kamini project, they told us that it is a mixed use. That means 75% of the land should be for residential houses. The other 25% should be for commercial and public uh, things like playground. Do you understand me? So that is the use for that area. Some place could be purely residential house. We can't build a commercial building within that same portion of land. Do you understand me? So when you take your assumption, these are what they do. They also carry out other things like environmental impact assessment. They call it AID, to check that what you are planning to do there will not tax negatively impact the environment or the other people who are living around the area. Remember, whatever you are due to, we are going to have what? Neighbors. Your neighbor to even be government sports facility. Do you understand? So that is why it is good that you obtain the approval. They will check, and they will also check that the title of the, they won't give you approval if your title is not correct. Do you understand? Because if they give you approval and the title of the land is not correct, they are liable. If there's issue, you bring, you say, these people have proved that I should build here. It becomes an issue for them. So if in the process of getting approval, a lot of things will come up. If there are future things that government are planning to do in that, they will tell you. Do you understand? Adhere to due plan approval obtained. Getting approval is one thing. Adhering to the approval is another thing. Approval are given with terms and conditions. If you want to make a change after approval had been given, apply to development control and get the change documented. This is another issue. You hear people saying, I have approval, they demolish my house. If you have approval, you build 2-story building, you go and be building 4-5-story building. Is it correct? It's not correct. It becomes what? An illegal structure. This is, if you go, for example, now, SHA, they say everybody should stop the, they want to check again whether people are adhering to the approval they were given or not. Because some people obtain approval if you 2 floors, they are building 3, 4, 5 floors. And what does this lead to? You are endangering people's life. Because, as I said, in the process of approval, they check a lot of things. First of all, they will carry out soil tests. So the building, the structural design is based on the strength of the soil in that place. That is what the structural engineer consider. He had done his analysis, and based on the soil bearing capacity, he feel that 2 floors is what this soil can carry. Reinforcement, concrete, everything in based on what? The calculation he had done. So by the time you continue adding load on it, it's calling for trouble, and you lead to building collapse. So when you see, sometimes you see people say, I have approval, but they still demolish my house. You need to go deep. If you take the approval, a Chicago people plan approval, there are terms and conditions. Once you go against the terms and conditions in that approval, it becomes an illegal structure. You understand? So the fact that you have approval is one thing. Are you adhering to the approval is another thing. You must adhere to the approval so that if there is problem, you present for a document. This is what was approved for me. This is called adhered. If you want to change, for example, you still go back to do it and getting it approval. I want to make this change. They will analyze the change you want to make and ensure that even if the approved has changed for you, the building is still safe. Do you understand? For example, maybe you are building a commercial plaza like what to admin Warempana. Initially, we did not plan for the rooftop, a penthouse. Do you understand? But along the line, you feel that you want to add a penthouse. You go back to them, make your presentation. They will still have to do another analysis, calculate the load that will come from that additional 20 house. A house, they will make some changes on the reinforcement or the foundation sizes to accommodate it. If they do that and give you approval, we can go ahead and report to what to do. But doing without approval, we are making your structure illegal structure. For public infrastructure. Avoid green areas and places designated for public infrastructure. Even if a government official approves change of use, that decision can be overturned by another regime. Do you understand what we are saying here? You can now go, maybe you know somebody in government and the person say, okay, I can do this and do this. Last week, I was listening to FCT minister. He said that time does not make what is wrong to be correct. Do you people understand this? Time, whatever is wrong, that it has been 20 years, this one has been existing like this. It doesn't make what is wrong to be correct. So, for example, this regime, somebody who is in power today can tell you, say, okay, I can change this place for this. This place is designated for a green area, but I can change it for you so that you make it very special. Or government is going to build in park here, but I'm going to change it for you so that you do houses there. Please, my own kind of advice is that any place government have interest, it could be 10, 20 years, 50 years, any place that government have interest, don't go and apply for change for that place. After all, their land, other places, must see that place. Do you people know that even within the city, this central area, do you know that there are places that are designated for what? Train stations. They have not been built. I was in a NSC meeting about 3-4 months ago. They were analyzing the future development that will still come in central area. Do you understand it? So, sometimes you see, you are passing, you see vacant plot, you think it's free. Government has plan, and government is what? A continue. Somebody can do, as the current SCG minister is now working, he can do whatever he wants to do. Another person will come and take over the saddle, and say, okay, I want to go back to the master plan. Do you understand? So any change, any money or return for you because what? Invalid. So in my own kind of advice, any place government have interest, with that, just run away from it. Do you understand? That plan we can take 30 years. They will come and do what they say they want to do there. Because of what? Population growth. Do you understand? When they see that the city is becoming congested, they will start looking for a way to decongest the city. And how do they decongest the city? They can start going what? Underground train. Do you understand me? If you are building is under if you are building is a place they want to build underground train, what will they? They will demolish it, even in somebody's house, and they will not show persons. They will not compensate you because you did something wrong. Do you understand? Be up to date with the ground rate. Failure to pay ground rate, as I accused you, can lead to land revocation. If your land is revoked and issued to another person, whatever you have built becomes illegal structure. We're all hearing it. SCT minister, current SCT minister, it has been hammering on what? Yeah. Ground rates. You understand? Ensure that you pay your ground rate. You know, one thing is this. I strongly believe that this country we requires a lot of work for us to start sticking to the rules. Do you understand? Many people, if you take a typical land document, let's say R of O or C of O, those terms and conditions are here. Like you are supposed to pay for ground rate amount. But some people have such document. They have land title. They feel that they have the power. They refuse to do or to pay. Eh? So he said last week when LCT minister was talking, he said some people think that something will not happen. He said, I tell you, something will do what? Will happen. And he said that he's going to, if you have a property and you refuse to pay ground rent, he will revoke the land and give to somebody who will pay. Because what? All the things projects he's doing in Abuja current, he needs force to do it. According to him, he said the allocation they are getting for federal government cannot even pay the staff, let alone doing what? Project. So it is the money he get from people pay grand rent, some statutory dues. Let's say you have like a development control, they give you charges to pay. So it is all this revenue that is using to develop the city. So if you fail to pay your grand rents, you are rendering your property what? Illegal. So that's the next slide, please. Okay. So we have discussed the measures you can take. Now, overbiting public interest. After all this private property be taken over or demolished by government. The answer is yes. But what? With conditions. Government can take over your land or house based on overriding public interest, but they will negotiate with you and pay appropriate compensation. If your documents are correct and execute according to approved plan, you have a chance to get a good stay. You understand what I'm saying here?
Yes, sir.
So, there are instances government can say, okay, this your profit, we want to take it over. Do you understand me? Based on what they call overriding public interest. Overriding public interest is what we give of interest to the general public. It now overrides to individual or organization interest. Do you understand? I give you an example. Let's say, like we're having power issues now in this space. Let's say you built the residential house somewhere before, and government decide to come and build a power plant near it. So when they do the environmental impact analysis on the project, they will see that, okay, there should be no residential house 100 meter or 200 meter, for example, around that project. Do you understand me? So that means everybody that have house there have to be what? Compensated. And they will call you and negotiate. Not that they will just come and say, this your house, we are taking this place over, we want to do PowerPoint, they come and put it back. So if your documents are correct, it's now you now have the power to sit in a negotiating table with a government. Do you understand me? And in most cases, you will get a good deal. Do you understand me? They must always give you something a little bit more than the current value of property. You understand? So, government have the right to do such thing. It could also be for security reason. Do you understand? There's a place that government will have an establishment now. They feel that people being so close to them is a security threat. A lot of things. They can decide, okay, this place will have a hospital here before. Our plan was that this size of hospital will be okay for the people living around there. But what we are seeing now, we need to expand this hospital. You understand? That means they have to acquire more light. They will call you, negotiate with you, pay you compensation. You take your time and remove your things, and they will take over the place. So these are conditions in which government can still take your property. You understand? Because it will not now be that they are demolishing it and throwing you away without anything. So these are the measures I feel work can take to protect this property. If you follow the right channel, I think your property will be safe in Abuja.
The current FCT minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, has been very generous in giving people who have properties without proper title in Abuja, a window of opportunity to approach his office for regularization. That means if you have a property and one thing or the other is wrong with the title, you still have a window of opportunity to regularize the title of your property so that your property will not be prone to demolition. So in my opinion, the minister is trying, but people need to take his advice and take the necessary steps and do the right thing.
Okay, thank you so much. If this video made sense to you, please can you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I promise you I'll be dropping video that like this that will help you to be strategic in your investments. Thank you.